Ah.
Okay. Where's the end? Where's the starting button?
It's behind the screen. Here it is coming.
Never mind.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so this is going to be the initial session, which I'm going to say how the application is actually getting they are developing. This is the complete architecture where the database usually communicates with API. So APIs are the thing which is presented as application programs interface. It's literally like a language which between two different platforms. So any different platform can communicate to each other through APIs. For example, say like in olden days we used to directly communicate with DB any platform which directly communicate. But nowadays it has been changed by using JSON structure. So I will explain about the JSON little later. So here what the API does, whatever the any platform which actually ask in the in a JSON format, it will communicate with database and it will return the thing. So in recent all the recent platforms they are building the system with this architecture. So that part is actually the API part. Here is the place where we can load any big complex logics on it. So in front end by default we should not apply a complex logic or complex calculation because it rely on the client's machine. So some huge data kind of filtering and all we used to write the code in the API, so that when the client system requests any response that the response will be immediately sent to the client, just because the server is very big capacity it will calculate it in faster time. So that API is the thing which we are going to write in the PHP. There are only 5 operations we used to do regularly, that is create, edit, delete, list and filter. So these are the 5 things. So for these 5 things there are few set of codes alone. So any operation on any table apart from this 5 operation we will not do any big operation. Only in a place where some big operations are happening, like say like multiple different updates and multiple processing notifications, something a big complex place where we are going to write some additional logic on it. So 80% of the code will be having only this CRUD operations: create, edit, delete, update and filters. So these APIs will be written here in the PHP. And then the front end there are many frameworks available. The basic is the HTML CSS with Ajax. Yes. So Ajax is the basic thing which most of the people used in olden days. It gives the real-time updates on any screen. So after that, React, Angular, and all is coming as an popularly known frameworks. So now we are using Vue.js as an front end. So Vue.js consists of some set of design templates which has been written in HTML, CSS, and between that these variables are going to be getting up. For example, say like a for loop, and if statement. So these will occupy the HTML design. So for example, if you want to design a ticket booking page, it will show a list of available flight, available trains and all. So in the list is actually a for loop. So the data will be there as in rows. So the template will be one line. For example, say like one name, the departure time, and this thing will be an template. It will be a small HTML code. On top of the small HTML code, this for loop will be applied. So the data gets replicated as a list. So that kind of for loop and if statements, that part actually taken care by the Vue. Apart from that, the design parts, say like how the design in any page designs the forms, that and all will be taken care as an HTML part. So this complete setup is considered as an server. So this is the code which we used to develop, where API will be developed by some team and front end will be developed by some team, because front end may have a complex UI kind of thing may require, but for a CRM kind of thing, there will be only set of UIs, list, tables, forms, and filters. That's all. So we can reuse the code whatever we are having with respect to different variable names. So this is actually the basic steps how a Vue.js code we have to run. First we have to install Node.js, and then after installing Node.js we have to install Git. Git is a thing which actually maintains the Git repository. At any point of time we can work in parallel and we can merge the code easily. And then after installing Git we have to clone the repository which I am actually having. We will have one repository, and then after that we have to run the command say like npm install in the folder to which you actually downloaded. So actually I was thinking to do a live demo setting up in a system. So as of now any other systems we don't have. If I have time I will also set up in each. Initially I will set up the development environment in each machine. So that the time will be saved. And then for executing the code we used to use this command npm run serve. If you use this command the code the state command will get executed. For example, uh, if you can see, uh, this is the actually the project folder. So if I start typing this command, after getting deployed, I will be able to see the change. For example, if I refresh here, it will say site not reachable. So after typing the command, the server gets started. Once it is started, you will be able to do any change. The coding development will be reflected as a live. If you change something in the code, immediately you can see the change, what change you have done. So yeah. So in Vue.js, we used to say the template HTML as an template, the keywords, and CSS as an stylish, and then JavaScripts. So these are the basics for a Vue.js, and the next part is we can start building the design, where there are only three operations. One is UI design, and another one is API integration, and then integrating the API and the design. The some logics we may use to apply. Say like if it is an if it is an active task, show in red color. If it is an inactive task, show in black color. The simple some simple functions. So these are the three parts: the design part, the API part, and the integration of small logics. So apart from that, there will be nothing more will be used in this system. So once if we write one single form and one API integration, then I'm damn sure you are we can write any number of application, because there are only create, edit, list, and delete. These are the four things. That apart from that, there is nothing more than in this system. So that is the reason why many people are able to easily learn this. So now I will explain how the backend actually works. Uh, so the backend is actually the core of the of our system. So whatever the complex part or whatever the security part, everything will be there in the backend. So there are these are the methods which we frequently use: get, put, and post. So post is the thing where these are all the types of API calls. For example, I think the application will be running right now. I'll show you a small example. In the login screen, just if I type something, you will be able to see a request has been created. So this is the requested URL, and this is actually written in PHP. So this will call and the method option uses option. So it's actually post method, and so I write something. So reply didn't came. So this is how the methods, the 5 methods will be we will be using the 5 method: post, get, put, and delete. And option is the thing which actually used by the JS to check the existence of the API. Before an API is called, it will automatically check whether the API is there or not. So get method we actually used to read any content. For example, say like company list, some list, the inventory list. So we used to use the get method for the creation of getting the list. For creating anything, we use the post method. So any form, any table insertion or any thing, the creation should be happen through post method. And put is the method which actually we use to update anything. So we are going to update a status or we update a row, we need to use the put. We can also do the same thing in get, post, anywhere, but this classification actually gives reference to anyone who is seeing. So if a put request is there having an error, there is update error and update. So just for a clarification, we used to use the different methods, but we can do either. We can also update a record using the delay post method also. It is just classification for us to see. So and delete is a thing which we used to remove. So usually there are two kinds of delete available in frameworks, where soft delete and hard delete. Soft delete reference, one more column will be there that will just mark the flag as deleted, and hard delete is actually removes from the row. Some cases we don't need to do hard delete, some cases we need to do soft cases. So that we used to handle while we are writing the API. And so these are all the status we use in practice. Say like if a request is being requested and the list is written correctly, then we need to use return code 200. For example, this request actually says 403. This is the status code of the API. So the 403 represents forbidden, permission not provided, and 401 represents unauthorized access. 404 represents the API which we called is actually not present, and 400 it actually represents if there is any exception made in the execution. For example, say like divided by 0 or something, if wrong calculations happen, the code will exit in the middle. So that time that actually returns the 400. So why if we receive an 400 response for an API, then there is something error in our API, so we need to check our log. Then 204 is the status code which usually provided for an update status, because for an update there will be no content available to return. In by default in a REST API, if we are going to do any update, it will not return anything. So that's why if the status 204 is available means update success, but no contents we have provided. And 201 is the thing which actually result of an creation post. So it will return 201 and it will return empty results. So these are all the commonly used status which we actually used to refer what happened with this API. So in case of any error happen, with the status code itself, we'll be able to identify what is the criticality. If it is an 400, definitely it's a criticality. We need to check the log and what is the thing and all. So, so these are all the common tools which we actually use. This is actually Git, where we used to maintain the repositories, and this is actually the Postman, which the backend developers used to test the APIs. And this is the thing where we used to test the front end, how the design and all is going to be appearing. So uh, so these are the APIs which I have written so far. I'm just showing a sample. Here you, for example, if it is an thing, you can see get, post, put and delete. So this is how we used to classify the API. For example, I'm just listing the user.
SCT.
So this return this data. So this is the actually the JSON structure. It's actually a list. It contains list of user. So this is the API which we use to integrate to display in the front end. So this is actually the content, and the template will be, we will be designing with the HTML. For example, um, I will show you here. So this is actually a simple HTML table code. Uh, Between these code, we are able to see there is a list of users. So here is the place where we are going to set our variable. So you can see that this is just a simple table, and you see how actually I placed the table. So can you see here, right? So the same table, the same table row, just a little, just only one line. There is a for loop, and I made the corresponding variables. So this is how we are linking the API into a design. So all the things which we are using is actually the bootstrap table or something, just it will be a small code. So for the displaying the list, this that's all about the code. It just I will explain the code later, but this all about the code, just a table row, table data, and the corresponding fields and for loop. So this how the simple list is actually displayed. So once if you familiar with this table listing and that API integration view, and just linking both of them will be the the final thing as how we see. So wherever we go, our system is going to have some different kinds of table and different kinds of forms. So the form creations and the table linking to the API, then that's all. So I just shown a sample of Vue.js front end. So from this you can able to understand that listing anything is not that much critical. Just writing an API and we integrate it here actually. Can able to get it? I will explain the coding structure little later. Just understand. So, and similarly, I told 5 operations in database, right? So I'm just showing a sample. For getting all the entries of a table, this is a single line to get all the data of a table, and to get only single data, this is the line. That's all. And for creating anything, you just need to check whether the particular name is already exist. So I am counting the items exist, and then just this thing, that's all, the corresponding variables, and then save. So for update also it is the same. Before that we need to find the particular item and then we need to save. So create, update, list, and delete, it also work in the same way. So most of our application only create, edit, and delete. These things will appear as an 80% in our application. So for example, I'm showing a complex thing which we use multiple joins and all. So here are the places where we can see how the joins are actually happening. Joins, this we can understand on the go. In case if we, even if we are not familiar with this kind of thing, we can write the raw query and we can execute the raw query and we can get the results done. So these are the five methods of writing an API. This is the complex where join everything, and these are the simple creds where we can create, edit, delete, and everything. So keeping this as an thing, whatever the new tables we are going to have our new functionality, we can write our own methods on top of it, and then we can directly call them in our front end. So this is about the basics where either PHP.
The next one you will
Yeah.
go through the coding everything, like how to create the screen everything.
Yeah, yeah.
How to create the locking screen.
Yeah, locking screen,
Yeah,
after that
how to
Yeah.
do
this
right.
one.
You will show us step by step, right? How to
Yeah.
do all the things.
I'm just giving
Now
a
it's
brief.
just general.
Giving a
overview,
brief
yeah.
how the code is actually. You don't need, we don't need to afraid at all.
Okay, can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all for the basics. You can able to see how the front end list is actually working, and you can able to see how the APIs we are writing. So then now I will the classes will be like first creating a simple API, and then listing the simple API, and then creating from the form and updating it, and then deleting, and then we go for the complex thing. So from there around 5 to 6 class we can able to come for a practicals.
Okay.
And then only we can, after 5 to 6 classes we can directly work with the thing whatever we